Next at 11, 3 domestic violence incidents reported in Central Florida over the past 2 days.
When someone makes the decision that they want to leave, that's when it's the most dangerous for them.
We break down the most recent investigations and the resources being offered every day to people who may need help.
Plus, certain Orange County schools could be at risk of losing their resource officers. The negotiations underway that could decide their fate, and the plans being explored.
Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
First at 11, another chilly night across Central Florida with some communities sitting in the low 50s and 40s right now.
Those temperatures are expected to keep dropping overnight, with some people waking up to temperatures in the 20s tomorrow morning.
And that incoming chill has our first warning weather team designated tomorrow morning an impact day. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jesse Pagan.
And I'm Summer Knowles. We want to get you over to first warning meteorologist Marquise Meda. And Marquise, some people will see a bit of relief from the cold as the weekend continues, so.
That's what I'm looking forward to, right? Getting out of the colder weather into the sunshine and the heat. But unfortunately, the heat is not on tonight. Take a peek at this. It's your 24-hour temperature difference. And we're almost bisected by the I-4 corridor. West of it, temperatures are anywhere between 10 and 20 degrees cooler than they were at this point in time yesterday. Towards the east, though, I know the numbers are changing as I speak, but you are trending a little bit warmer for the moment. But we'll all see these numbers continue to plummet overnight because we just watched a cold front passes by in Central Florida. So out the door in Ocala, temperatures have already fallen down to 45 degrees. And one of the main components here is that consistent northerly wind flow pulling in that Arctic air here in Central Florida. And clear skies are aiding in us cooling down as we let go of the heat that we accumulated throughout the day. So as we mentioned, 45 in Ocala, out towards Claremont, 49 degrees, 50 in the metro. The further east you go, the warmer the temperatures are, but we will all be below our seasonal average tonight because here's what we're waking up to. Lower 30s in Ocala, 39 in the Villages, and as you factor in the wind chill, it's going to feel like you're closer to the 20s overnight. Thankfully, we'll warm up over the weekend and begin to thaw out, but it's a cold night that lies ahead of us and an even colder start to your Saturday morning.
All right, Marquise, thank you. Our first warning weather team, including Marquise, work around the clock, tracking the conditions in your neighborhood. Download our free WESH 2 mobile app and turn on notifications to get the very latest straight to your phone.
A Seminole County woman is dead after deputies say the man she'd been in a relationship with for years stabbed her multiple times. They say the man broke into her Chulliota home with a hammer just after midnight. Investigators say 42-year-old James Lindsay stabbed 40-year-old Kristen Stevens with a kitchen knife. The two reportedly had a history of domestic violence issues, and Lindsay had been ordered out of the home by a judge. Deputies say the man Stevens now dating tried to stop the attack, but couldn't.
Appeared to be stabbed multiple times up to, it was a horrific scene, probably up to 20, 30, up to 70 times.
Sheriff Lima says James Lindsay was killed in a car crash when he ran off Fort Christmas Road while driving away from the scene. And new details. Yeah,
new details in another domestic violence incident out of Brevard County. Titusville police are now identifying the man shot and killed by officers this morning. Investigators say 45-year-old Carl Gibson was threatening and aggressively following his estranged wife while she was driving on South Washington Avenue. When police tried to pull Gibson over, they say he sped off, later parking at a home and getting out with a weapon. Officers say that's when they were forced to open fire. They hit Gibson and he later died at the hospital. And those are just two of the domestic violence-related situations we've seen in Central Florida this week.
WESH 2's Haley Crumble-Holm spoke with a domestic violence organization about breaking the cycle of abuse and the resources available for people in need. If you are in danger or need to talk with an advocate, you can call the numbers on your screen right here. First, there's the Florida Domestic Violence Hotline. That number is 1-800-500-1119. And then Harbor House of Central Florida also has a 24-hour crisis hotline. That number is at the bottom of your screen here, 407-886-2856.
A Volusia County Realtor is being held on a $375,000 bond accused of taking advantage of an elderly couple in the hospital. Investigators say 45-year-old Jason Valiant obtained a power of attorney over the Ormond Beach couple and signed a DNR, or do not resuscitate, order for one of them. They say the couple originally hired Valiant to sell one of their properties, and they say he took advantage when they both became sick.
Used checks and credit cards to pay for teeth whitening, lawyer fees, dinners, drinks, car detailing out of it. Just unbelievable that these folks had befriended this realtor and how this guy just took over their lives.
Valiant's charges include grand theft, exploitation of an elderly person, and illegal use of credit cards. Deputies say Valiant's co-conspirator, Connie Kellner, was also arrested and is facing accessory charges. Some Orange County school districts could lose their school resource officers.
This news comes as contract negotiations in several local cities have stalled. WESH's Luana Munoz explains what options some schools are now having to explore.
All right, Luana, thank you. Next at 11, a spot in the state championship on the line. The high school football team's going head-to-head in Central Florida tonight in Friday Night Hits.
Plus, the family says they've been awarded millions of dollars in a wrongful death lawsuit. The case police say was investigated twice and ruled a suicide.
This First Morning Weather Update is sponsored by attorney Dan Newlin.
Osceola County deputies are investigating after a man was shot several times outside an apartment complex. Chopper 2 flew over the scene. It happened around 12:30 this morning at the Heritage Park Apartments on Parkland Circle near Erlo Bronson Memorial Highway. Investigators say they're working to gather more information before giving out a suspect description. The man shot is expected to be okay. New details tonight in the 2020 case of an Embry-Riddle student found dead in his off-campus home.
Daytona Beach police ruled the death a suicide after 2 investigations. But today, the family of Alexander Bayo Ortiz says a jury awarded them more than $4 million in a wrongful death lawsuit. The family believes someone who knew Bayo Ortiz killed him and others helped cover it up. They filed a lawsuit in federal court against the person, and the trial lasted 3 days this week.
I am grounded in his spirits that I'm not going to stop until I have all the justice I need for him, because he was my only son. His life was valuable.
The family claims Daytona Beach police disregarded evidence, including Ring doorbell audio that had sounds of a struggle followed by a gunshot.
People are getting into the holiday spirit across Central Florida. The annual Holiday in the Park event in Lake Mary wrapped up around 9 o'clock tonight. This is video from it. West 2's very own Eric Burris, first warning meteorologist, emceed the event that featured holiday lights and a visit from Santa. And there were other tree lightings around the community. And get ready to watch your family and friends run in the OUC Orlando Half Marathon and 5K bright and early tomorrow.
Yes, it's going to be a little chilly, but that's okay. WESH 2 will broadcast the race live for you for the second year in a row. Our coverage kicks off at 7 a.m. with reporters stationed around the race course getting an up-close look at the runners. And if you're planning to watch the race in person, don't forget to stop by our broadcast block party. It's at Lake Cherokee Park. Our own Nancy Alvarez will be there with a big screen showing our broadcast, and there will be a race sign-making station there. The fun starts at 7 a.m. right here on WESH 2.
And bring your hot chocolate or your hot coffee.
Yes, and all the layers. All the layers.
Layers, hot chocolate, hot coffee, we need it all here in Central Florida because we are cooling down rather quickly. In fact, these temperatures are going to be right above the freezing level in our north and westernmost communities. Here's what you're waking up to in Ocala on Saturday. 33-degree overnight lows. Just looking at this number makes me want to just curl up in my bed and roll up the sheets. Thankfully, as we progress across your weekend, temperatures are getting warmer and warmer, and we'll carry that trend into the start of your work week. Still, though, nevertheless, it's impact weather here in Central Florida, as feels-like conditions, once you factor in the wind chill, will feel like you are back in the upper 20s and 30s. Already back in the 40s in Ocala, 45, 46 in the Villages, Wildwood 46 in Orlando, where our tower cam is situated over Lake Eola. We do have temperatures of 50 degrees currently, and we're going to continue to cool so far, in fact, that you'll roll out of bed to this. 35 in Denellen, Bellevue, 34 degrees, 35 in Lynn, and 35 in Salt Springs early on. Upper 30s across parts of Sumter County, Webster, 39, Lake Panasoffkee, that's you guys, too, early at 6 o'clock on Saturday morning. Off towards the east we go, 53 in Titusville. Your wake-up temperature in Cocoa should be right around 57 degrees, and we'll split the 50s across Daytona Beach and New Smyrna Beach to start off your day tomorrow. As we factor in the wind chill, though, it's going to feel like you're in the upper 30s in Daytona, New Smyrna, even right here in Orlando. Definitely a cool start to your weekend, and it could feel as cold as 29 degrees in Ocala. Through the afternoon, though, sunshine will remain consistent. In fact, it's the sunshine warming you up at your OUC Orlando Half Marathon. Early on, it feels like 42, but we should be welcoming the low to mid 60s in Orlando over the course of events, and eventually we stall out at right around 69 degrees on Saturday. Even warmer as it feels like fall is finally back on Sunday. We close off your weekend with highs of 74 degrees, but we've got some springtime showers rolling in on Wednesday, and that'll cool you down as well with our next frontal boundary cruising across the Sunshine State. We'll drop from highs in the 80s on Tuesday to the upper 70s with the rain showers Wednesday, followed by the middle of the 60s on Thursday. So we've got it all in this 7-day forecast. We start you off very cold, though. Saturday early on, 46 degrees in Orlando. We can see it's consistent sunshine across your weekend. In fact, we'll carry high pressure into the start of the work week. That's what's also aiding in warming us up. But just as quickly as we warm up, we cool down even faster. We'll drop down to 65-degree highs on Thursday, and we'll finish off your 7-day forecast with sunshine Friday. Stay with us. WESH 2 News continues after the break.
WESH 2 is bringing you all the action from the 2024 OUC Orlando Half Marathon. Join Jason Guy, Meredith McDonough, and the WESH 2 News team live with every angle of the race, from the start to the finish line at Lake Eola Park, with interviews and real-time updates throughout the course. The OUC Orlando Half Marathon. Live coverage starts Saturday, December 7th at 5 a.m. Sponsored by Cool Today.